Aloha. You know, it's been way too long since I've talked to you, since I've left a video. And I guess what I want to say, and the title of this video is Preoccupied. Because I want so much to talk to you on a regular basis, but there is so much going on, and part of it's just the pandemic. You must understand that everybody you know, probably including yourself, might be in crisis, or they're afraid, or I don't know, just nobody understands what's going to happen next, and so they want to talk to me a lot. So I've been really busy, I guess is the word, but busy in a good way, in a stillness kind of way, where I'm just listening to people because they just need to be heard. So besides the pandemic, I would say that there are two reasons. First is that Snow has had, my husband Joe, has had several surgeries. He, because of the Agent Orange in Vietnam, he is prone to serious skin cancer, melanomas. And so we try to watch him all the time to make sure that he's not developing new cancers. And for a while, the dermatologist was closed and we couldn't get in, and by the time we got there, he had several big, suspicious-looking things on his body. And so he had, I think, 4 biopsies. And the good news, very good news, is that they were basal cell. But we don't want those growing on him either. And when he had the biopsies, they gave him a medication that they usually use to numb the area, and it's called epinephrine. And we thought that would be just fine. But it wasn't, because since he's in kidney failure, his kidneys can't process out the adrenaline of the epinephrine. So for 2.5 weeks maybe, he was just driven with adrenaline just going through his system repeatedly, but not being released. And so it was messing up his heart. It was causing his heart to be erratic. And so for those 2.5 weeks, that's pretty much all I did, was watch him, because we had a choice. We could put him in the hospital on a heart monitor, or he could stay home with me and I could be his monitor. So of course, that's what we chose. And so then 2 of the basal cell things came back that they needed more surgery. So this time we tried not to use the epinephrine, we used lidocaine, and that certainly was better, but not good enough. And it took 2 surgeries to get each of those out. So he's been through his body just being poisoned and driven. And I'm also interested, because this is my really personal update thing where I tell you about my life, our life. I'm also interested that he's just not recovering from the surgeries the way he has in the past. Much more difficult surgeries, but this time his energy just isn't coming back. So we're not sure what's going on with that, but he's still very weak, even 4 or 5 weeks later, and just needs to sleep almost constantly. So that's taken so much of my energy. And then the other reason I haven't been recording is because, and you're gonna say, oh no, not again, but it's true, we have to move again. And we have to move because our landlady needs to sell this property. And so I really do not want to go on renting, because over and over again we have to keep packing up and moving and finding a new home and all that. And I really don't want to do that anymore. We need to take root, I guess is what I'd say. And so we've been busy. We're writing grants, we're writing GoFundMe, we're writing Facebook articles, we're talking to people who might be able to help us buy a property. So if you know of anybody, I would love that. And you'll be receiving probably our Facebook. Most of you will receive our Facebook stories about this. And yet, what I want you to know is that life is just amazing. We're so surrounded by love, and we have gardens, and we have fruit trees, and we lost all of our Radiance Center income because of the quarantine, and yet community just takes care of each other, and I'm in awe. I hope you're finding the same thing, that I won't know how we could have money, and yet I look at the bank account and there's money there again. Not huge amounts, but it doesn't matter. We're just being supported by, I guess I would say, by love. So the motto for the Radiance Center is living to love and loving to live. And we do. Our entire purpose for living is to get to give and receive love. It makes me happy, it makes me fulfilled, it gives reason to my life. It's not that I need to be doing something, it's not that I need to be teaching something. I just need to be oozing gratitude, love. And that's what keeps me in a body. And so we're not only living to love, but we're loving to live. We're having fun. Luckily, Maui is not being hit by the virus very much at all. And so if we're careful, if we're thoughtful, if we're wearing masks, if we're washing our hands, then we can get to see people that we love. And very often we'll have meals outside, or we'll have a music group. Small. We're trying to keep everything small during this time. But I just am so grateful. We're so much in love with each other. We're so much in love with life. And we're so much in love with you. So even if I'm not making recordings as much as I would want right now, know that we're in love and we love you. Thank you.